Hi guys, I'm here to walk you through dimensioning. And so dimensioning is when you add the dimensions into a drawing. This is your assignment here. Let me move my screen up here, just so I'm not in the way. And this is your assignment here. So to reproduce the drawing, including all the details. And then you want to make sure you're in the appropriate layer. So let's start by adding our layers in. So let's make this bigger. We should have a object layer, which could be our 0 layer, which is fine. But we need our center layer, and it looks like center is red, and it's not continuous. It's a center line. So you're going to go in here. It looks like it's this one. Then you're going to add another layer, and we have hidden lines. And those hidden lines are right here. And it's not center. It should be a hidden. Let's do hidden. And you also have a text layer. Not text, text. And it's yellow, and that is continuous, which should be default. Not hidden. Continuous. Okay, so those are the layers you have, so make sure you have your layers set up ready to go. And then you're going to start drawing, and you want to make sure you are in the right layer, so that's my 0 layer right there. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, and the rectangle needs to be 3 by 5. I want to make sure, let's move this. I'm in decimal, that's great. And so then I go rectangle 3 by 5. Gamer. No. Dimensions. Specify length 5. Specify width 3. There's my rectangle. So that's how I'm going to do that. So you're going to create the drawing, and I'm going to pause my recording, and it's going to be magically ready to go. So, as I promised, I have it now completed. So I recreated the drawing below, and then I'm going to walk you through dimensioning. So you need to make sure all of these are correctly placed, and I'm going to give you a couple hints. Make sure your layers are correct. These lines are your center lines, and they're showing you where the center of the circles are. And then these lines are referring to the ends of the circles, and that's the hidden lines. The other thing you have to realize is that this line is going with the center of this circle, the outline of this circle. So you need to figure out what the radius of the circles are. It gives you the diameter. You need to figure out the radius to determine the layers. And I used some lines that I've deleted, but you could do this lots of different ways. OSNAP is great if you use that insertion and perpendicular, so make sure those are on if you need that. But dimensioning. So dimensioning is really fun. You want to make sure you're in the right layer, so I want to be in text because I want it to be yellow, and then I'm going to pick dimension. And then you're going to just choose the endpoints that you want, and then you're going to choose your other endpoint. And then you're going to give yourself enough space so that you have a place for that dimension to go. And that's where it needs to be. Now, looking at this dimension, looks like it's not quite right. So I'm going to go to annotate. And for dimension, I want to go with manage dimension styles. Because if you notice here, there's only 2 decimal points. And this has 4. So let's go ahead and modify it so that your primary units precision only go to 2 decimal points. So you do that, primary units, precision, OK, set current, close. And it should change to 2 decimal points. Your text can be lots of different styles. There's all sorts of things you can do in there, but I do just want the 2 decimal points. So then you can click dimension again, and let's go from dimension here to get that line popping up. So 1.5. And then you're going to keep going through that until you have completed the assignment. Oh, I see the difference here. So let's actually delete that one here. Sorry, my mind. Escape, delete. What they did was they went to this midpoint, and then so they clicked the midpoint, and then they clicked the center of the circle, and that's how you get that line all the way up from there. So you're going to do that with your dimensions for your whole drawing. So get that done, and then get to me. The only other thing I think I'm going to show you is leaders. And that is to tell you your point for the diameter of the circle. So you want to put in diameter, which I need to insert a symbol. Let's find it. Diameter 0.75. And then press again. Press your button again. I'll do that one more time. So you're going to click leader, multi-leader, specify the arrowhead location, so that's where you want it to point to. So I actually pointed to the wrong place. So we can actually have it point. It's snapping to the quadrant. I don't want it to do that. So let's have it snap to snap to leader, multi-leader. Snap to the tangent. Right there. Here. Insert, symbol, diameter. And then that's your diameter sign, and then you type 1.50, enter, not enter, just click. And that'll give you your dimensions. So I will have to fix this one because it's not to the right point. But hopefully that gives you a good start on this assignment so that you can make sure everything is done correctly. Good luck!